you. It's a pleasure for me to give a talk on this conference because it has a feel of nostalgia for me. It was the first conference when I ever gave a talk in English 12 years back, and I'm very grateful for this community and have a lot of friends between you. So I'm really glad to be back here and give a talk. The OldMaps Online is a search engine for historical maps. Many of you know this system. It allows you to discover and explore zoomable old maps. It gives you links to the other websites, provides a user interface which is a pleasure to use, and it brings people and awareness to the institutions. We have seen the presentation in the previous or mentioned of OldMaps Online in the previous slide. Basically, you get a map where you can zoom in to a place of an interest. So let's say we have interest in maps of Mexico or Central America, and there you can choose on timeline what maps you are interested in, and potentially adjust the search with attributes and other fields. And on the site, you receive the most relevant maps from different institutions, from Charles University in Prague, from David Ramsey, from various providers, national libraries, and so on. And by clicking on View this map, you end up at the website of the institutions, where you can either download the page or explore in more details the high resolution zoomable map. So if I go to any of these, I will just go directly to the website of David Ramsey and really zoom in deeply, explore all the details, and potentially download the image if I want to. The beauty of the tool is that it is the fastest way how to discover things, and it brings the people, a large number of people, to the institutions. If you are an institution who want to participate, it's in fact for free, so you just have to submit the links, and we include it in the system. This has a mobile app as well, mentioned before. So the advantage of the mobile app is that you get GPS location, so you can in fact walk on top of undeformed historical documents. We are not stretching them, warping them to the modern coordinate systems. We keep them as they are on the mobile app, and just you see the blue dot on top of your location and just can walk on the streets on a map which is 100 years old, for example, and explore the environment through a new way. So it really brings the paper maps to the screen, and from screen also to the mobile and to your location, and brings new way how to discover the documents. This system has been launched almost 10 years back, to 2012, and it's in fact born on top of great people here in the community. Professor Olivier Ratos helped as well on the ICA Cartoheritage efforts, where he put in the young people the will to work with the digital technologies on top of historical documents. And in fact, the system has been announced by and developed in collaboration with the University of Portsmouth. That's David. That's in fact David Ramsey in the New York Public Library, but he's from Stanford, related to he's from San Francisco, and running the Stanford mapping library. He launched the system back in New York, and Professor Saudel from the University of Portsmouth launching the system back in 2012 in London. Since then, the system really has launched very well, and it has been used by over 12 million people over the years. And just this year, we crossed the amount of index documents to over 500,000. So you can find more than 500,000 high-resolution scanned maps in the system. There is almost 50 institutions participating. And we really bring millions of visitors to the cultural heritage institutions and helping people discover the beauty of the historical documents in the online environment on the computers. If you want to know more about that, I'm really proud that I've been invited to Stanford University to give a speech. So you can find it on YouTube and have a look on all the details. It's in fact my PhD thesis at the Czech Technical University in Prague, because I'm from Czech Republic originally, and I'm really proud that it in fact has given a birth. The work on the OldMaps Online has given a birth to the company which I now currently run, which is called MapTiler, and it provides Maps APIs and map hosting to developers. It's an alternative to Google Maps API. So if you need a slippy map, zoomable modern map in your web browser, you just have to go to maptiler.com, and we provide, process the OpenStreetMap data for the entire world, 4 billion features every week, and give people beautiful background maps. So with about 30 people in the team, we compete to Google Maps and can provide very high resolution and detailed maps for use in the websites and for integration and even redistribution with the products of other companies. This technology, what you see, in fact, the satellite map is derived from open data sources. So we process petabytes of data from Sentinel-2 ESA satellites directly from the sensors, and combine it with the high resolution aerial imagery. So if you zoom in, it's the standards you are used to from other services. What is interesting is that the way how these data are crunched, in fact, started in this workshop as a georeferencer engine, and now has been used to warp paper maps to the right location and transform the coordinate systems is in place on hundreds of servers and applied on the raw imagery from the satellite sensors. The same approach. So it's an example of application of something what has been created for the cultural heritage, but brought to the industry. The MapTiler has received quite a success in the last 3 years. Over 300 million people now use and see the maps which the small team created. We provide these maps from the reliable infrastructure on 5 continents, and it's not only about the business itself, it's also the open source components which we contributed back, which are then reused in other research projects, as those you have seen on this presentation, like the WebGLRs. We have contributed to OpenLayers. You may check maplibre.org or OpenMapTiles, which are core open source technologies and reusable components you can use if you are a technical person for building maps in the open, as open source. So if you need background maps or a map with pins and visualizations, you can just go to maptiler.com and use it. Please check it. Now, as this business has grown, I'm keen to give back again, because OldMaps Online is close to my heart, and I really love the historical documents, love the combination of the beauty of the past, of the archival documents with the modern cutting-edge technology. And that's why we started to work on a new version of OldMaps Online towards the decade anniversary since the launch of the system. And we have a new vision for what the new OldMaps Online should do. We really want the system to be personalized, where people can create their own collections, combine maps which are online with maps which are scanned and their own. We want to improve the discovery and exploration, especially give historical context. I had a dream of giving historical information for the place and timeline. So if you zoom in to a certain place, just reuse the location and the historical period which you select, and present the relevant historical context to who was ruling the country, what was the political situation, what were the most important historical events appearing on the map. And this is now doable with the Wikidata and clever ranking. So that's a technology which we play with a bit, and that's hopefully something what we will bring in so people can get context to what they see if they don't know the history enough. We are very keen on during the next 5 years building the community and allow sharing of the community, because with the georeferencer pilots, such as the one you saw on David Ramsey website in the previous presentation, we can share the people between the institutions. There is a roadmap for improving the research tools to create the content, and it should be all open and based on linked data. Currently, OldMaps Online runs purely on the ads. So we have the revenue stream. The way how we sustain the project is through online advertising on Google. And we would love to improve this part and also allow assistance with selling reprints and gifts. So that's how we hope to sustain the project and improve it further. There is a new team because the MapTiler has grown to 30 people. We decided to push the new version of OldMaps Online with a new team, and I would love to welcome Jan, whom you have potentially met, and you will hear him tomorrow speaking about the georeferencer and the new vision there and the tools and what has been improved recently. So please attend the meeting tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I believe, is the georeferencer presentation. We have a new developer on the backend and data processing, Diana, and we are looking for a new full stack JavaScript developer. So if there is a good student or clever person who would love to be paid for working on the cutting edge technologies with JavaScript, please just drop us an email and we would be very glad to join the team if you join the team. What is the vision? The work on the new website started, and in fact, one of the things which we really want to do is kind of bring together the brand of georeferencer and OldMaps Online and connect this with more focus on the partners and more focus on the personalization. So those are mock-ups from the designer for the new website, where you see the dominant My Maps location and new navigation menu and improved cartography. So this is just a preview on what we plan, where the search will remain the same, but we will bring the compare tool, which is going to be demonstrated on a video tomorrow, directly into the OldMaps Online, allowing people to combine multiple maps, stack them the way they want, put them on top of each other, get a spyglass or swipe and grid with warped, transformed coordinate systems and georeferencing, or without, directly in a place where they need it. Of course, the georeference is going to be more integrated. So if the map is not georeferenced yet, the collaborative tool is going to be there for people to help to adjust the location and collaboratively improve it. There are new features coming in, and OldMaps Online account to be launched very soon. We already have a Chrome extension in the browser, so if you browse the internet and people are using Zoomify or IIIF, you can just install the Chrome extension and it detects that you're on a page where a zoomable map is present, and there you can add it to the system. And what we want to bring directly to the OldMaps Online is ability to choose which library you want to help and share the community between the people. So people can help to georeference those institutions collaboratively. So it's not community for a single institution, it's a shared community. And those are just basic views on what is planned. So for the users, and I'm closing the presentation now, is there are going to be new online tools. We are looking for beta testers. If you are keen to try the stuff before it's released, please drop us an email and we would be very glad to include you. There is focus on link data, IIIF, historical gazetteers. If you work on such components and you would love to be linked and integrated with the great community in OldMaps Online, again, let us know, and I'm keen to talk about how we can connect the tools and exchange the information and send the people to your tools as well. And we are keen to working with friends at Wikipedia. And of course, this is all open and following open standards. For institutions, there is a new channel for brand awareness. And we want to share analytics about the visits so if you are a part of the OldMaps Online, we can give you reports on how many times people have seen the map. The other idea we had was to bring people to the physical library. So if they discover the online document, let them know where is the closest copy and where they can physically attend a library and see the original beautiful archival document to study this in more details, and the new business model which is supporting it. So I would be, if I have one request for you, please just, if you are keen on cooperating or getting early access, giving us feedback on what you have seen, now it's the right time to just drop us an email to info@oldmapsonline.org. We include you in the list and get back to you with access codes and request for cooperation. Very glad to work with you.